I'm super excited to introduce you to an incredible musical duo, Vilda. Vilda is made up of Hilda Landsman from Samilen and Vivi Maria Sarenkla from Finland. Happy week 6, you guys. This is your week in the Global Music Match. How have you been enjoying it?
It's been great, and thank you, Shelley. It's nice seeing you again.
Yeah, hello everybody. It's great to be here for the Global Music Match last week. It's been amazing.
Yeah, it's been a long 6 weeks, and I've enjoyed getting to introduce my fans to some incredible new music, and I'm super excited for everyone to get to hear your work. I think it's one of the most unique collaborations I've ever heard. How did you guys meet? How did Vilda start?
We are both doing studies in Sibelius Academy in the University of Arts for the Global Music program, and that's where we met. And during the first weeks at the school, we had this kind of period that we performed to each other, and then we played together in different kind of groups, and then we got to hear each other there, and then I think Vivi got this genius idea that maybe we could try out something.
So all that happened like 4 years ago, and since then a lot of things has happened, but yeah, that was a really clear vision that came to my mind when I first met Hilda, that we have to combine her singing and her vocals to my accordion.
Yeah,
and it worked out.
It's incredible. And so since the 4 years, you've released 3 different projects.
So yeah, we have released our own album called VILDÁ Wild Print. That was in spring 2019, and then we've been involved in a couple of different collaborations. We had one in Canada, in Montreal, with some 2 indigenous singers from there, and then we also were in Chile in 2018 already and worked there with a big folk orchestra and released some music with this band as well. It's called the Ensemble Transatlántico de Folk Chileno.
And I know everything with touring might be a bit on hold at the moment, but what has your experience touring together been like so far, and what kind of plans do you have for the future?
Well,
it's been a great experience to tour together, and it's been interesting to see that it has been probably for everyone we have performed to, that it has been quite new thing, new kind of mix to hear musically, and some people are like very interested and feeling that okay, this is something very exotic or something else, and that same thing happens also when we're performing in Finland, and also in my or our Sami region as well.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way too when I hear it. It's so unique and very exciting.
Yeah, I guess it's been actually great to see how we have somehow been able to transfer some emotions. No matter where we have played, people have been touched and super curious, and I think that's the wonderful thing with music, that you can do something exotic or strange or things that the listener might have never heard before.
Yeah.
And yet you can still transfer some really global emotions and feelings, and people feel connected. Like, we often get this feedback that they felt something really deeper connected, which is amazing as a musician to realize that, oh, we managed to bring that emotion to this somebody who never heard about us before or our music or anything.
Yeah. And then how did you come into your musical practice, like individually, growing up? How did you get into music, Vivi?
Well, I went to a music academy since I was small. I studied classical accordion and also lots of popular music. And like I was really a soloist before Vilda. I was doing competitions a lot abroad in these virtuoso entertainment categories. Like basically everything else than classical music, I was doing a career as a soloist. But then around the time when Vilda was born, I also got really interested. I wanted to find my own way of making music, like not only perform somebody else's pieces, which I still love,
Yeah.
but to also create something of my own. And then, well, for me, Vilda is one of my first like projects where I actually compose original music and have explored improvisation on stage and that kind of things. So yeah, that's my background.
Yeah. What about yourself, Hilda?
Well, my mother is a musician and she does the yoiking vocal tradition. And so I've been hearing that and following her career. And then when I was a teenager, I started get more interested in singing, and then when I grew closer to adulthood, I started to more get into the yoik tradition. And yeah, I think especially through the studies in the global music that has brought me even closer to my own tradition and getting like different kind of perspectives from other singing traditions and cultures, and then finding out how I can view my own tradition and get things out of that as well. Yeah.
And how has it been like combining your processes together and collaborating and writing together?
I think it's actually pretty fruitful because we have really different backgrounds of like how we do or how we did music before we met each other. We have gone through such different pathways, and that's absolutely a good thing when we're doing music together, because like all of our songs we basically compose in collaboration. So one of us is bringing some kind of seed of an idea, maybe a melody or chord change or even a rhythm or something, and then we start building from that. And we have our strengths in making music are in very different areas in a way. So when we put those together, then I think that's the reason how we sound as we sound. We can both bring something unique in a good way. Like I could never compose a melody line that Hilda does naturally, and the other way around probably.
I think my favorite track is Guskin Vilda. Is that how I say it? It just absolutely took my breath away. It's so beautiful. Could you tell me what it means? What you guys are singing about?
This is an original song by Sami, very famous Sami musician, Mari Boine. And this is one of the, or it's the only cover that we do in our album. And it's we performed this song on our first gig ever, and it was like we had our first gig like a few weeks after we had just met, and this was one song that we performed there. And then since that we had been performing this one, and it's powerful song, and it's talking about this eagle, and that this person sees this eagle as her or his brother, and it's wondering why is why is she seeing his brothers flying freely, but this one eagle is having his wings like tied, so it cannot fly. And yeah.
And what what are some of the themes that you sing about, and other themes that you know that's common to you know, more than one of your pieces?
We have taken a lot of inspiration from the northern nature. Like, even though we come from like 1,000 kilometers apart, I think we still share the same amount of wilderness and kind of wasteland around us, like a lot of emptiness and a lot of like just spending your time in the woods or in the fells or lakeside. And that's actually one of the most used source of inspiration. A lot of our songs are connected to a certain place and not a city. It's usually forest or telling a story about somehow connected to the nature, and that's a big deal for us. We like to kind of, our music, I think it's like just feeling the vibe of the nature around us.
Awesome.
Does Hilda have something else to add to this?
Yeah, I think it's quite a lot, something like that. Yeah.
Awesome. So I know you guys have a concert coming up in December, and you also are up for an award at the moment for the Music Moves Europe Talent Award. So hopefully everybody can check out your music and vote for you guys. I'll put some links in the video below. What's one of your favorite performances that you've done, either together or individually? Just something that was very meaningful for you.
There's one performance that will probably last in my memories. We were performing in Canada. What's like this Owen Sound Festival, and
Summer folk in Owen Sound.
Yeah. And there we were supposed to have a workshop, and we had this kind of idea. We have been doing a lot of different kind of workshops on teaching Yorick to people and things like this. But then the workshop meant something a bit different in that area. And like 4 bands put together on a stage, and then these 4 different bands played their own tunes and songs, and then the others will join with them
without rehearsing. So all happened in front of 1,000 people in a huge party tent, and it was a concert. Like, I think the Canadian folk festivals have this concept that workshop means like a concert that happens in the moment without rehearsing and without knowing the other bands or musicians or repertoire at all.
Wow.
And we played 2 of those, and it was amazing. We were like mind blown. Okay, whoa, what's gonna happen here? What are we going to do? And then, wow, that was great experience. It really worked out, and the people loved it.
Yeah,
seeing
we
that
had
instant connection happening.
We had musicians from all, like very different regions and very different musical cultures, and it was nice that it worked out.
Yeah,
but
surprisingly well.
But for us, it's kind of natural pathway or thing to do, because we're doing the global music studies, and that's a little bit similar sometimes that we do in school, like joining in the songs that come from different musical traditions. And yeah.
And like you said, it's so universal, and there's so much we can say to each other while learning about what makes us different through our own unique expression. But yeah, thank you so much for your time, and I really enjoyed getting to talk to you and get again to share your incredible music with my fans, and I hope everyone will check you out and get to experience your gifts. So thank you so much, guys, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thanks,
Thank
Shelley.
you, Shelley.
This was sweet.